I am Eon. It is Tuesday, April 22nd, 2025. As I record this, it's time for 3D printing review number 2 for the month of April 2025 for models. Some of this will be review from the fantasy and sci-fi videos, but a lot of them, like Bendy Buddies, will not be. First up, we have a young lady that probably needs no introduction to pretty much anyone. She's quite an explosive character. Here we have a few characters, and I'll admit I had to look up the name of one of them. On the right here we have The Rock, aka Dwayne Johnson. On the right we have Superman, and I'm guessing that's the new Superman costume, I'm not sure. But the guy on the left, that is Cristiano Ronaldo. That is Ronaldo. That was kind of my guess, as I think I've heard that name, but I'll be honest, I don't really watch sports like that. Also from Bendy Buddies, we have Luffy Gear 5 One Piece. Not exactly sure what all is going on here, but there's a lot. And here we have Saitama from One Punch Man. He looks a little upset, doesn't he? Great character, though. Bulkamancer has Artillery Witch from Trench Crusade. Trying to combine the words there. And so apparently this is a common theme, since we saw this from, was it Papsicles? And but this is a diorama, a figurine, not a miniature. A lot of detail, a lot of really cool stuff about this figure. Here we have the Lone Ascendant, and this is available till the end of May. So I'm pretty sure, and I may be wrong here, but I believe this is, I cannot remember his name offhand, I just watched it the other day, from Solo Leveling. And if I'm wrong, please correct me down below, but I believe this is from Solo Leveling, which is a great anime if you've not seen it. Does take a little bit to get into, but once it gets going, it moves pretty fast. Creature Caster has put out some models that I just thought were worth mentioning. So these are kind of more modern, maybe, sort of, but they do have this artist series. I think they called it Tree Woman, and of course this is designed mostly for display and for painting, and that's what a model is all about. Here we have Deathpunk Studio, and they only do a couple of releases, but I thought these had a kind of model feel to them as well. We have Arya Flops, the Bunny Bard, and Aurelian Eggspoon, the Bunny Warrior. We also looked at dice heads, and I wanted to, in that we did that in the fantasy video, but I'm going to include that here because, again, with models, I tend to think of this as almost like those pop finals or the Funko Pops. And I'm not always the biggest fan of those, but if you like chibi style stuff, and dice heads is definitely a chibi style, then that kind of sort of fits the mold of what I want for this video with models. So that's what these are here for. As well as a throwback of the axolotl dragon and some terrain as well. Flexi Town, we've already looked at a couple of releases. They have continued that motif. So here we see this fella that I'm not going to name. I think everybody knows this character. And look at what they've done to my boy. That's cool that they're modeling these on bamboo. I did not realize they were doing that. And it's great to see that the master has been included as well. Gaz Minis has put out the final render of their Tech Priest, which is a very detailed model. And again, I feel like this is more of a display piece than a play piece, and that's why I'm including it in this video. I'll try to avoid over-explaining myself too much, but this is only the second video I've done of these. Mighty Makers has shown us the Flexi Electric Dragon. Now, we saw the renders of this before, but these are actual prints. If you look very closely, you might even notice layer lines. So it's cool to see that this miniature looks like it prints off pretty much as cool as you'd want it to print off. We also have a baby electric dragon coming as well. These are renders, of course, and not actual prints yet. Sculptooner is celebrating their 4-year anniversary, and to commemorate that, he's taken a piece of art and turned it into a figurine. So this is of Conan. This is of Conan the Barbarian. And so this is a free model that you can actually go to their page and click and download and add it to your collection. So again, very stylized, but pretty cool model. Toonz Factory has shown us prints now of the orangutans. I believe we saw only renders before, so it's kind of cool to see them printed off in color. I don't think those were painted. I think these might have been printed as is, but we can also, they don't have to be printed in color. They could be printed in multicolor or something else instead. They also have a Flexi Bighorn Sheep. This is a sneak peek, and again, these are renders, not actual prints, but we'll be back to check those out when they're available. Trident Studio does basically superheroes, usually Marvel, from what I can tell, and so it's worth checking these out. Dragon Man, Luna Snow from Rivals, Dracula from Rivals, Molecule Man, Punisher from Rivals, Purgatory, Surtur, Winter Soldier from Rivals. Tridimension Prints has put out these Flexi Pomeranians. These are the renders for those models. They come in 3 different art style that you could print, and here they are actually printed. Looks like they turned out pretty well. They can be printed off in color, or they can be printed in whatever color you want. Tridimension has also put out a preview of the next miniature to come, which apparently will be a capybara. But unfortunately, these are only renders for now. Village's Hope has put out their April preview, and these models are unique enough that I felt like they kind of belonged in the models video. So there they are if you have any passing interest in them. VS3D has put out a couple of renders. They did preview a God of War, but I haven't seen that actually released yet. But here is this guy. And I don't think you need a whole lot of me telling you who this is. And if you do, then maybe this one will kind of help out. So a couple of different angles, a couple of different renders or paint jobs for that model. In addition, we have the, I think this is called the Dark Knight of Steel. Love the symbol on the back of the throne there. Yeah, there he is, the Dark Knight of Steel. A little bit more up close. Pretty cool model if you are into comic books and that type of stuff. I'm not sure how difficult it would be to paint, but definitely for somebody who loves to do that, these are the great types of models to do that. Well, folks, that is review number 2 for the month of April 2025 in the vein of models. These are figurines and things like that that I've looked at. We're right at 10 minutes, so I'm going to stop. Thank you for watching, and we'll be doing previews into May soon. I don't know how many previews we'll do for these because these tend to release throughout the month, but we'll see as we go. So thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon.